Throughout halls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I saw, pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and rolls of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal shaded lids, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raining and grain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Friday. What is today? The 15th. So hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day today. I know that mine has been absolutely insane running around this morning, trying to get everything set up for our league and stuff this afternoon. So I'm going to go over everything. We're going to talk about our Thunder schedule, which came out last night. And so the NBA schedule came out last night. But, you know, for our importance, the Thunder schedule came out. And we went over a little bit yesterday of what they put out, you know, all the big games, the TV games, the bigger games is what we did, which was cool, getting all that out and letting everybody know what things were. But on the flip side of that, today we're going to do our first 10 games. And yesterday I said, I think, you know, I did our first 20 games. I kind of went over it a little bit. But, you know, we always go in 10-game increments. We go first 10 games, then we do the next 10 games, because it's easier to go wins, losses, and kind of see where we are throughout the year, how many times we lost 2 games out of 10, or how many we lost 3 games out of 10, and things like that, which wasn't very often. I think I don't know if we ever, I'll have to go back and look. In fact, let me see because I don't remember us ever losing, I don't believe we ever lost 3 games in a row. Let me see. Or 3 games in a 10-game span. We lost 2. We lost 1. We lost 2. We lost 2. I don't remember us ever. It doesn't look like we did not lose 3 games in a 10-game series. Wait, hold on. I take that back. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had one out of 10 games. We only had one that was towards the beginning of the season in November. We lost to the Mavs, we lost to the Spurs, and we lost to the Rockets. So we were 7-3 in our first 10 games. After that, we did not lose another 3 games in a 10-game series. So that's kind of how we judge. Or maybe we did. Hold on, let me see. I didn't break it up because I got them all together now. What I did is, guys, on my chart, what I do is I kind of have them broken down into 10-game increments, and then I just kind of put them all together so you could just see so I could see my schedule: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it doesn't look like. It doesn't look like we did that again, guys. I'm looking on my screen right here that you can't see it, but yeah, we did not. We only went one time where we lost 10 games. We lost 3 games, and that was our first 10. And then after that, we went on a tear. So what I kind of do is an easier way for me to check how we fare, because 10 games to me is a good measuring stick for what you're doing, because it gives you it gives you a chance to kind of figure out, okay, we're good at this, we're not good at that, we're good at this, we're not good at that, or we're good at that and not good at this, and these things we need to improve on. So in a 10-game cycles is what I do it, and that's what I've always done it in, because it's just easier to gauge what your team is doing over a period of time. Okay, and I think we only lost back to back a couple times. We had back-to-back losses. So that's the beautiful thing of what we did this year as a team, and how our defense is the thing that carried us through. And, we've gone over it all, this year about what our defense does. And the question is, like I said yesterday, the question of the day was, will the Thunder be able to carry over what they did last year? Okay? And when you look at our team and you look at what we accomplished, let me see that I put this up here. I know I did on my After the Storm, but I don't know if I did it on this. What I did is, oh, beautiful. Okay. Oh, well, this was in the playoffs. And during the regular season, when you look at the playoffs and what we did, which is what I did 24-25 regular season versus the 2023-24 season, which is the year we first started keeping the stats, okay? And so when you look at what we did, that year, 23-24, okay? Because we did 24-25 playoffs and then 23-20. Okay, let's look at 23-24. You can't see it on your screen, but I'm going to compare it to what you guys are looking at. Our regular season stats is on the left, and our playoff stats are on the right part of the screen. In 2023, okay, points per game, we were third. We averaged 120.1 points per game. We did the same thing. We basically averaged the same thing. We were fourth. Okay, people talk about we didn't score. You're nonsense. You shut the hell up. Opponents averaged 113.5. We gave up 107.6. So arguably adding Ihart and Caruso, did that make us better as far as that's concerned? Well, we went from 14th to third. That's 7 points per game that we gave up. Seven less points a game we gave up by adding Ihart and Caruso. 7 points. Well, 6 points. That's a lot of points. That's why one of the reasons why you go 84-21 for the season. Field goal percentage in 23-24, we shot 49.8. We were third. Last year we shot 55.9, and we were seventh. So did we improve our shooting? 100%. Our opponents shot 45.9% for third. Our opponents this year shot 51.5. Everything was up. 3-point percentage, we were number one at 38.9. We dropped to 37.5 and we were sixth. Field goal for the opponents, our opponents averaged 34.5 per game. We were second. This year, that's what we did. 23-24, we averaged 36.5. So we cut down on the 3-point percentage for the opponents. Free throw percentage, whatever, it's kind of hard for opponents or ours. But free throw percentage, we as a team averaged 82.6. We were down 81.8 to last year. The year before, free assists, we were at 26.9. Assists this past year, we were 26.8. Our opponents averaged 27.1, which was 20th. This year, 24.6, which was 4th. 16 spots. We jumped 16 spots. Talk about what a historic season we had. 16 spots. Pips, points in the paint. We were 7th at 23-24. We averaged 52.3 points per game in the paint. Last year we averaged 50.5. So we ended up being 12th, where we were 7th. Our opponents averaged 47.3 points per game in the paint. We were 7th. This year we averaged 41.8. That's 6 less points per game in the paint. You think iHeart mattered? Steals. We averaged 8.4, which was second. This year, we averaged 10.4, which was first. That's at almost damn near 2 steals per game more per deal. Almost 2 assists, 2 steals more per game. That is crazy. Our opponents which means that's taking the ball away from us. 6.7 this year. The year before, 1.7. We didn't turn the ball over at all. Blocks, 6.6, 2020, 23, 24. Blocks, 5.7. That went down, but we improved our interior defense more is what happened on that. Turnovers, 2023, 24. We averaged 12.7. Turnovers this year, we averaged 11.5. So we took care of the basketball. We were 7th the year before in 23-24. Our opponents, 15.7 turnovers a game, which we ranked first. This year, 16.9. So that's one turnover more a game, which is another reason why we won 84 games. These are stats right here that I'm giving you that you can kind of go, wow. And when you look at what we were doing and what we were trying to accomplish. You look at offensive rebounds. We averaged 8.8 at 23-24, which was 29th. We averaged 10.9, which was 21st. 10.5, sorry, 10.5. That's 8 spots we jumped up with iHeart. Offensive rebounding, we went from 29th to 23rd. That's 6 spots. 6 spots. Second quarter scoring in 23-24, we averaged 29.3, which was 11th. This year, we averaged 30.4, which was first. Our opponents averaged 27.6, which was 7th. This year, they averaged 27.4, which was 10th, which, of course, as you know, we did struggle in the second quarter this year, as we know clearly, because that's what the numbers are saying as well. Fourth quarter, you can look at what we did. We averaged 29 points a game, which was third in 23-24. This year, we averaged 27.8, which was 13th. And a lot of that had to do with our starting the fourth quarter. We had trouble starting the fourth quarter and the second quarter, which is why one of the reasons why Dagnall switched and had SJ start the second quarter, because J-Dub couldn't get it done. He's not a ball handler, and I've said that all year long. When you're having J-Dub, Queso, Caruso, Wiggins, and iHeart or Chet start the starting 5 in the second and fourth quarters, you have no ball handler. And in the fourth quarter, you can see that's the thing that killed us. You have to have ball handlers. You cannot give away the ball like that. You just can't. You got to have ball handlers, and that's something that we did not have, which is why we struggled in the fourth quarter because of that. But A.J. Mitchell and Topic will make sure that is a little bit different, because now you can start them, and it's part of what my frustration was with the coaching staff last year was in the fourth quarter when A.J. Mitchell came back at the end of the year. They didn't play him, and I'm like, why aren't you playing him? Get him into the groove so when the playoffs come, he's ready to play, and he's back being used to the guys, and it's going to make a difference. But Dagnall chose not to do that, and it ended up costing us, or almost cost us. We still won. But I thought that was a huge mistake by him not doing that, by not getting him back into the fray. And getting him back into the groove. So these are the stats that made us where we were compared to 23-24 compared to now. That's the difference in the jump. But this is why the Thunder went from where they were 2 years ago compared to where they were last year, compared to where they will be this year. And then we will have the stats right here that will show what it was, what we did and what we did not do. Because here are the stats right here, so we'll be able to gauge what the Thunder did and what the Thunder didn't do. So we'll have all the stats right here for us to really be able to say, okay, we did this, we did that. Now, when you look at shooting percentage from last year, this was in the playoffs. SJ averaged 29.9, a little less than 30 points a game, 46% from the field, 28% from three, just killed us. J-Dub with a messed up wrist, 21 points a game, 44% from the field, 30% from three. His wrist was not hurt that bad, sorry. It may have been hurt a little bit. Now he changed the shot. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. It takes a long time to change your shot. You can't just change your shot. It does not work that way. You don't change your shot in a month. There's no way. You can't. It takes 6 months minimum to change your shot. You can't just do it. And that's for somebody who's a trainer. You're high. It doesn't take them. You're not going to change your shot in a month or in a few weeks. It doesn't work that way. Sorry, it just doesn't. Chet, 15.2 points a game, 46-29, not bad. Caruso, 9 points a game, 45-41, which is excellent. Ihart, his points per game went down, which I did not like. I did not like the fact that he was not his same self scoring during the playoffs. I wanted him to score more and to get back into the team we were, but he didn't get the time, and he was more of a facilitator than he was an activist as far as scoring the points. That's the one thing I did not like about Ihart and what he was doing there. I just did not like that. Dort, 7.9, his points per game went down, 36% from the field, 34 from three, which is not bad, but he needs to be in the 40s. He needs to be in the 40s for us really, really to be successful. Wiggins, 6 points a game, 39, 36, all of his stats dropped. Wallace, Queso, 5.5, 42, 32. His stats dropped. Isaiah Joe, even though they're 49, 41, those stats don't really tell what he really did or did not do. He just was not what we needed him to be when we needed him to be. That's fact. K-Rich, I thought K-Rich played pretty good, 2.4, 40 points a game, 40% from the field, 20% from three. He just killed us from the three-point line. And J-Will played pretty good, 2.6, 42% from the field, 36% from three. So I thought, but the free throw line for Jay Will, his stats went way down, and he's a better free throw shooter than that, 100%. And I don't know if it got in his head, which it very well could have, because I know it got in my head when I couldn't make a free throw to save my life, which was horrible. It was the most frustrating thing ever. So anyway, when you look at what the Thunder, what our stats were now, and you look at where we were 2023, which was the first year of the 5-year run. Then the second year we win the chip, and you can see the difference. Now this is the third year of that 5-year run. So we'll be able to really tell what you'll be able to tell the difference in what we did from year 1 to year 2. And then here's year 3. So we'll have a good gauge of what we're going to be from last year's stats to this year, because we have them all right here. I just went over them for you. So you'll be able to tell, we'll be able to really gauge what the Thunder are doing and what the Thunder are not doing, okay? And we'll be able to gauge where we are per year. Because remember, after this year, we have to decide, do we want Ihart back to last year? It's team option. Now, I don't see any reason why we don't keep him, to me, because of what he's doing, but a lot of it has to do with Sorber. How well does he grow? What does he be able to add? Is he going to be able to back up him? What is that going to do for us? But Ihart, the number of offensive rebounds he got back for us, the times he got his hands on the ball, different. He added so much more to what we were doing interior. Because remember, the 3 phases are what we needed to improve on. This is before 2 years ago. This is 3 years ago. I said going into the season, we need to do outside shooting, perimeter defense, and inside presence. And 2 years ago, we fixed outside shooting, which you saw, perimeter defense, which you saw in 23-24, and then interior defense, which we did not fix. And then last year, he fixed the remaining part, Sam Presti fixed the remaining part of what I said we were needing. That is outside shooting, that is perimeter defense, and that's inside presence. And he fixed that with Ihart, and then he also fixed the outside, the perimeter defense with Caruso. So Sam Presti fixed the 3 big holes that we had. Now, coming into this year, what are our holes? What do we need to fix for the Thunder to do what they need to do to be able to win another chip? Well, to me, it's simple. You got to find another shooter. Now, you fix your second and fourth quarter because A.J. Mitchell and Topic, both of those guys can more than handle the ball. Both of those guys can work with. So now what you do is that either cuts out Wiggins, Caruso, or Queso. And I think it cuts out probably Caruso to me. And then you have A.J. Mitchell or Topic, whichever, J-Dub, Kaysen, Wiggins, and then Ihart or Chet, whichever one you want to go. So now you've got a ball handler who can get the ball into J-Dub's hands in space like it does when he's with SGA. You also got a guy who can get the ball to Wiggins for him to shoot the three. They don't have to worry about bringing the ball up. You also have somebody who can get the ball to Queso and let him do his thing. As far as shooting the ball, getting steals, he can also work with them, and Topic is pretty good with that. So is A.J. Mitchell on the defensive side of the basketball. And then you have Chet or Ihart to finish off with the floater or teardrop, whatever floaters for Ihart. And then Chet's going to knock down the three. So depending on which one of those you have in, or Jay Will as well, he can knock down the three too. So that's what you're living with right now. That's what you're coming up with. Those are the things that the Thunder are offering at this particular moment. So how do we improve? Well, we improve simply by we've got to find a shooter. And my question yesterday was, will the Thunder finish the season the same way they started? No, they won't. Because like I said, we need a shooter. We need somebody who can consistently shoot the basketball, because now we have the second and fourth quarter finish. What do we do from here? Well, clearly you're going to have somebody who can finish or who can shoot the basketball, because Isaiah Joe, even though you looked at his numbers, he needs to shoot better than that. His numbers really didn't dictate what he really did for us. So we're going to have to be at the point with Isaiah where we can finish that off, okay? It's just funny to me that I say these things and people get mad at me. I'm like, why are you mad at me? Don't be mad at me, because I'm telling the truth. I'm not saying this because I'm a Thunder hater. I'm saying this because these are the things that we need to do. You don't want to think I want us to go back to back, be the first team in 8 years to do that? We have the squad, and this is our third year of our run. Well, you have everybody coming back, but you're missing a shooter. You're missing a shooter, and we're missing another bigger guy, which Cam Johnson would have completely fixed that. But the Nets wanted too much. They overplayed their hand. They got screwed. So, to me, that's why you have organizations, the Nets, the Jets, the Clippers. They're who they are. Nets, Jets, Mets, Clippers. They are who they are. Two of the teams are in New York. The Mets, New York Mets, New York Jets, New Jersey, same to the Nets. I already said that. Mets, Jets, Clippers. It's just amazing to me how these organizations it's just amazing when you don't. But I guess we're spoiled now because we do have Sam Presti. So I guess we are spoiled because of the things that he's doing lately, even though he did have a span there where he didn't. But like we always said, he learned his lesson from the first group with KD and Harden and Westbrook and Ibaka. He learned his lesson. He never did really put anybody with him because I believe had Sam Presti had the same direction, the same mentality that he has now, then I believe that KD, Russell, and Harden was gone. KD, Russell, and Ibaka would have won a chip. Okay. No, I don't think you're going to win with SGA. You're not going to win with Russell. I'm not going to. I just try to overdo my thing. No. As I've always said about him, I like him except the last 45, after the last 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. I don't want him on the court. He's going to make a mistake. And it's different when you're playing in the season, because during the season, you can make a mistake, and it's okay because you got another game. In the playoffs, you can't lose a game. The reason why we went 7 games against Denver, because the coach made mistakes and cost us game 1. The reason why we went 5 against Indiana, coach made a mistake, we lose game 1. Also, if SGA makes that shot, it's different. But those are the things that make the difference with winning and losing. Who do you have on the court? What's doing what? Which is why at the end of games in the playoffs, you had SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, Chet, and Dort. That's who you had on the court. You had everybody who's going to play defense, everybody committed to defense, and then everybody was doing what? Chet could shoot a little bit, J-Dub could shoot a little bit, SGA could shoot a little bit, Caruso could shoot a little bit, Dort could shoot a little bit. Because that's faster. In Game 5, If it wasn't for Dort knocking in those 3 threes to get us going, we'd probably lose game 5. But instead, he got us going and SGA took over. And then game 5 against Indiana, SGA was it 30, 14, 5 blocks and 3 steals or something stupid? 30 points, 14 assists, 5 blocks, 3, that's an insane line. An insane line. And so, that being said, when you look at what the Thunder are doing, when you look at what we have, and then you look at our first 10 games of the season, okay? In our first 10 games of the season, I look at our team and I go, what are the Thunder going to do? Here are our first 10 games of the season for the 2025-26 season. We started with the Rockets, and as we said yesterday, the NBA is messy. Oh, KD. How do you think he has to feel when he has to sit there at the first place that drafted him, first ownership group that drafted him? He has to sit there and watch the Thunder raise a banner. The players get their rings. Whether he's out there or not, he'll hear it because he's in the locker room. October 23rd, we go to the Pacers, which that game doesn't really have an impact because, like I said, Hallie's gone. Miles Garrett is not playing. Miles Turner is not playing. So it doesn't really have the same feel that it normally would have. Then October 25th, we go to Atlanta to the Hawks. 6:30 game to be announced what it's going to be on TV. I know it's probably going to be on our channel we have. I'm sure. We'll see what it's going to be on. I doubt if it'll be a nationally televised game. Now the Mavs on October 27th. I was thinking about going to that game, but my problem is going to that game that game's on or is it October 27th? I was right. It's a Monday night. So I'm not sure if I want to drive to Dallas to go to a Monday night game. I'm not sure if I really want to do that or not. I still may do that simply because I love Dallas, number one. But I turn around, I got to be back in Oklahoma City on that morning. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. But my plan is to think about going to that game to see the Thunder play the Mavs. Then the 28th, on a back-to-back night, we turn around and we come back to Oklahoma City. We have the Kings at home on the 28th. We have the Wizards at home on the 30th. So when you look at what that is, okay, the Rockets, I still think that's going to be a hard W for us. I'm not, plus it's the first game of the year, but the chances of you winning the game being that emotional with KD coming home, with SGA having a chance to break KD's record in front of him. So that's what I said about the NBA being messy, and I talked about this yesterday. KD is coming back to Oklahoma City, number one. Number two, he has to watch us raise a banner and get the rings. And number four, he gets his record broken. That is just, and I know most of these people around Oklahoma City aren't even talking about that these so-called news people, these people who they know basketball. How historic a night is that going to be for KD? His former team, he has to watch them raise a banner. He has to watch them get their rings, and he gets his NBA record broken. All on the same night. Now, that's what's funny is most people aren't even saying that. And I'm like, I thought you people knew sports. I thought you people knew about the Thunder. I thought you people knew what was going on. Most of the people have no idea that all that's happening at one time. All they're focused on is the fact that KD's coming home. It's more than that. Then we turn around and we play the Pelicans at home. So we have 3 straight home games. A back-to-back after the Mavs on Monday. Then we'll play the Kings on Tuesday, play the Wizards on Thursday, and then the Pelicans on Saturday. So, and then turn around and then we go to Clippers, to the Blazers, to the Kings on a West Coast road string, which is kind of dumb to me because shouldn't you play the Clippers, then the Kings, then the Blazers? Because you're going from L.A. up to Portland And by the way, the Trailblazers got sold for over $4 billion the other day, which, like I said yesterday or the day before, I said part of what that is now what does that mean what the Thunder are worth? Because they got sold by Carolina Panther, the Carolina Hurricanes owner, the guy who owns the Hurricanes, which is the NHL team. And you notice what most of these leagues are doing now. Most of these leagues are allowing owners to own multiple teams in like Jeffrey Lurie. He owns different teams. You look at the owner of the Rockets, he also owns the Washington Redskins. Excuse me, the Commanders. I don't know why I want to call them Redskins. But anyway, when you go from LA to play the Clippers and then you go to Portland and come back to play Sacramento, shouldn't you go LA, Sacramento, then Portland, or Portland, Sacramento, then the Clippers? So you're going all the way up and coming all the way back down. I don't really understand that one. That one made absolutely no sense to me. I mean, does it make sense to you guys for you to go, okay, we're going to be in LA, then we're going to fly past Sacramento to go to Portland, and then we're going to come back to Sacramento, then to Oklahoma City? Because to me, when you look at that, you play the Pelicans at home, why wouldn't you just go ahead and fly straight to Portland and do Portland, then Sacramento, then LA, then home? Or go Oklahoma City, LA, Sacramento, Portland, then home. So that one really didn't make any sense to me on why they set that up like that. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Let's take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit these guys up. They'd love to take care of you, especially if you've got a new building complex that you're building, or a complex that you're building, or if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, hit these guys up because, as we always say, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our guys up over at Oak Grove. They love to take care of you. Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. The Equal Housing Lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East was off the Parkway in 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40. And then, of course, YB Peoples on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And, of course, my favorite cologne, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Man, that's some good smelling stuff. I really, really like it. And they have a bunch of different kinds of different flavors or different smells. Guys, it's really good stuff. Go by the Penn Square Mall, see my girl Beth. She'd love to take care of you and give you some extra samples if you need that. Or Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, Town East Mall in Wichita, Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas, Park Plaza Mall in Little Rock, Arkansas, South Plains Mall in Lubbock, and then Amarillo and Westgate Mall. It's my thing. I love it. I tell you, the stuff is so good. So, anyway, Thunder season right around the corner. It's coming up. I'm looking forward to this. We're going to do a complete breakdown here in a couple weeks when it gets closer to the season, doing our show about how many wins we think we're going to have, what is the over-under going to be, are we going to be able to eclipse what we did last year? That's a lot of damn wins. 68 wins is a lot of damn wins. That is a lot of wins. That's a lot of wins, okay? So I'm not sure if we can bypass that and get that done this year, but we shall see if we can get that done. But that's a lot of wins, man. That's a lot of damn wins. It really, really is. But and then you add the 16 wins that it takes to win the chip. So I don't know what our over-under is going to be this year. I would say probably 60-ish. 61-ish will probably be the over-under on the Thunder and whether they can do that or not. And I think they will be able to come back because we're going to go over the schedule little by little. But like I said, for the first 20 games, looking at the schedule, 15-5 is at the worst. Okay? So if you break it down, 15 games for the first, if you go 15, 15, 15, 15, that's 60 wins right there. Okay? or then you're going to have a couple extras. Let's say that's 61 wins right there. If you just do 15 and 5, 15 and 5, 15 and 5, 15 and 5, that's 60 wins. Now, that's at worst. Our first part of our schedule, I'm thinking we're 17 and 3, 18 and 2 is where we should be based on who we're playing in our first 20 games. Talking about the Thunder. So I think that's where we should be, but we'll go completely over the schedule a little bit more. But remember, as far as what we do on the show, we just go 10 games at a time. So that's kind of how we look at it and how it's going to work. Now, that being said, football is here tonight. Starts again tonight, which I am excited about. The NFL schedule is coming up, and so I'm excited about that. And here's the schedule for today. You have the Titans against the Falcons, the Chiefs against the Seahawks. So is that really something that we are excited about? Is that really something that we care about? The Titans and the Falcons are at 6 o'clock. I'm kind of like, whatever. Chiefs and Seahawks, whatever. I don't really care one way or another with those two. I'll probably watch the Chiefs a little bit, maybe. Because I have a full day tomorrow. So, we'll see the Titans and the Falcons. I do want to watch Cam Ward play, so I may watch a little bit of that because he's not going to play long. Chiefs and Seahawks. Whatever. Now tomorrow, Dolphins and Lions, noon. Not interested. Packers, Colts, not interested. Patriots, Vikings, I'd like to watch that if that's on, but it looks like the Browns and the Eagles are going to be the ones that's going to be NFL TV. But that being said, Shador's not going to play, which will give you a chance to get a good look at, oh my God, my mind just went blank. Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett, so we'll get to see them go against the Eagles. So that's probably something I'll watch since I'll be at the gym working. And then the afternoon game, 3 o'clock, Niners and Raiders. I have no desire to watch that at all. Jets and the Giants. Once again, no desire to watch either one of those play. It just doesn't. Jets and Giants, that's not interesting me at all. And then the Cardinals and the Broncos. I'm a big Kyler fan, so I'll probably watch that. Let's see how that game is laid out. And then, of course, on Sunday, you have the Jaguars against the Saints. Bills, Bears. I'll probably watch that if Caleb plays. Sorry about that. Oh, man. Sorry about that. I got choked up. I'll probably watch Caleb play if he plays. If he does, I'll watch that game. If he doesn't, I won't. Monday, Bills, the Bengals, and Commanders. I may watch just the front part of that to see Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow kind of go at it because I know they're not going to play long. So I'll probably watch that on Monday night and see how that's going. But that being said, football season is here. Are we excited about it? Yes, we are. Are we excited to see who's going to do what? Yes, we are. At college, as far as college is concerned, somebody was asking me about that, and I look at, OU and OSU. I am going to go to some games, and I'm going to go to OU games, some OU games. And OSU games, depending on what time they play, depends on when I'm going to go to their games. Because, like we play 11 o'clock on Friday against Tech Tulsa. So I may do that, but the problem is you have to be there early enough to go to the tailgates, and that's all I do. If I go to football games are about tailgates to me, seeing all my old friends, get some hamburgers, get some hot dogs, smoke a couple cigars, BS with everybody, drink some beer. And, the thing I hate about an 8 o'clock or 11 o'clock games is drinking beer in the morning or drinking alcohol in the morning. That's hard. It really is. Now, drinking mimosas, which is you'll probably do orange juice and champagne, that's not bad. Okay, so I could probably do that. But I get to see all my old friends. I get to go do all that, so that's fantastic. Plus, it's just fun doing all that. So I am looking forward to football season starting, but I don't know how many OSU games I'm going to attend simply because, like I said, the Tulsa game is 11. The one before that, the opening night game, which, I'm just like, I look at that. In fact, let me go pull the OSU, uh, the OSU football schedules up. UT Martin, not Marlin, Martin, 6:30 Thursday, and it's going to be ridiculously hot. And I was talking to the commander about that, how hot it's going to be, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. The Oregon game, I won't be watching at all because I think that's just going to be a bloodbath. And then Tulsa is 11 a.m., what I just talked about. That game is, and then the Baylor game, if it's at night at 6 o'clock, I'll probably go to that. If it's at 11 or 2:30, I will not be able to go. So I can only go to games at 6 o'clock, which is why I end up going to more OU games than I do OSU games. Talking about football, simply because the OU games are later, so I can get time to get off work and be able to go there and get those games in. But I do want to watch the football because all football means to me is basketball season around the corner. That's what football means to me. Now, do I like watching football? Yeah, but I'm a basketball guy. Everybody knows that I don't try to hide from it. Basketball is what I do. Basketball is what I love. Basketball is all I care about. It really, truly is. So, to me, everything else is okay, cool, whatever. I know that's terrible, isn't it? I know it's terrible because it's supposed to be doing a sports show, but, it's hard. Preseason just doesn't really do it for me, and I really can't talk about WNBA because Caitlin Clark's not playing, so the rest of it's kind of like, nobody's really watching. They don't really care when she's not playing. They really don't. I know these ladies get mad, but nobody really cares if she's not playing. They just don't. I know I don't either. So you ladies need to get your heads on square and realize where the cash cow is and understand that, embrace it no matter how pissed off you are that she's done. Y'all need to realize that. So anyway, that being said, hey, everybody go out and have a fantastic weekend. You got football to enjoy this weekend. You got some the BMW Championship, which I'm going to watch here in a little bit. I want to watch some golf and watch the BMW Championships and see how that's going. So I'm excited about that as well. So that being said, remember, 2025 World Champions. Peace out.